Good day, I am Madonna F. Andrada from the Philippines. Together with Johannes Matthew Rivera, we would like to present our study entitled A Facilities Planning Approach on Tenant Mixed and Positioning of a Community Mall. Let me introduce by defining what is a shopping mall. So a shopping mall is a modern term for a form of shopping precinct or shopping center in which one or more buildings form a complex of shops representing merchandisers with interconnecting walkways that enable customers to walk from unit to unit. Shopping malls can be of various types. We do have the neighborhood center, community malls, regional center, super regional center, fashion or specialty center, power center, team festival center, and outlet center. Shopping mall consists of the following: food court, department stores, standalone stores. When you say food court, this is an indoor or common area that has a number of various fast food vendors. While when we say department stores, these are retail establishments of offering a wide variety of customer goods in different product categories. While a standalone stores is a satellite building located at the same tract of land. Considering malls by country, 28% are in the Philippines, 12% are in the US, and 10% are in China. Out of the 28 largest malls in the world, 55% of these cities are located in Metro Manila, which are in Pasay City, Taguig, Makati, Manila, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa, Marikina, Mandaluyong, and Quezon City. Filipino culture on shopping malls, being one of the lowest ranked countries, that is 114 out of 125 Good Country Index way back 2014, 28% of the world's largest shopping malls are located in the Philippines, which proves that shopping malls and the term malling plays a huge part and greatly influence the Filipino culture. Shopping malls are easily accessible to public transport and also become transportation hubs to different cities and municipalities, which makes it easier for people of all income brackets to be able to visit. PSA or Philippine Statistics Authority in October 2015 reported that 80.58% of the Filipino population were Roman Catholics. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle of Manila believes that celebration of the Holy Eucharist should be in a decent place. The church recognizes that Filipinos spend their Sundays in malls with their families and friends. That's why celebration of the Holy Eucharist outside churches has been allowed as a form of reaching out to the faithful. As per the population census of 2015, National Capital Region has a population of 12,877,253. So the most populous are Quezon City, which is 2,936,116, followed by Manila, 1,780,148. And the third one is Caloocan, having a population of 1,583,978. Considering the community malls by location, 32% of the community malls in the Philippines are located in Quezon City, the city with the largest population in the region. To facilitate this research, a company was chosen as a profile in the name of ShopKing, which is a registered real estate developer. This is also a family-owned corporation registered as a stock corporation. Currently, they are operating different malls such as Shop King Don Antonio in 2015 and Shop King Karangalan in 2013. From the competitors map, shown here are the direct competitors of Shop King. So we have SM City Fairview, started 1997. SM City Novaliches, started 2010. Robinson's Novaliches, started way back 2001. So catchment area for Shop King. So the main barangays that are most probable to be Shop King's customers are Batasan Hills with a population of 150,764, Bagong Silangan with 73,612, and Payatas with a total population of 119,053. As of May 23, 2017, Shop King Doña Carmen has 20 confirmed tenants out of the estimated total leasable units of 80, which is approximately 25% tenancy rate. In order to achieve Shop King's Doña Carmen's objective to have an ROI or return on investment within 7 to 9 years, they need to maintain a tenancy rate of approximately 81% or have at least 62 tenants under contract. So the total project development of Shop King Doña Carmen is approximately 192,694,594 pesos. So the objectives here are as follows. First is to assess the current behavior of Shop King Doña Carmen service area of 5-kilometer radius if the mall meets the consumer's needs and wants. 2. Evaluate Shop King's Doña Carmen's current tenant mix. 3. Propose a tenant mix and positioning method that will maintain a tenancy rate of 81% or have at least 62 tenants under contract. And last, to develop strategies that would grant increased tenant retention and sustain continuous growth of Shop King Doña Carmen's rent income within the lease term of 20 years. Concerns to be addressed are: number 1, what are the needs and wants of customers or consumers within Shop King Doña Carmen's service area of 5-kilometer radius? 2. Does their current tenant mix meet their consumers' needs and wants? 3. Propose tenant mix and positioning method to minimize vacant tenant space. And 4. Propose strategies to sustain continuous growth of Shop King Doña Carmen's rent income. In this research, the tools for analysis to be used are as follows. 1. Market survey. 2. Consumer map data model. 3. Benchmarking. 4. Timeline using mall life cycle. And 5. Linear programming. For phase 1, the researchers tried to answer the objective 1, which is to assess the consumer behavior of Shop King Doña Carmen. So with this, a simple framework was used. So we have the input, the process, and the output. So for our inputs, we use the market survey, the checklist, and the consumer dispensable income. So for the process, we use the consumer map data model to generate the consumer needs and wants. So to get the population size, so the researchers use the confidence interval of 90%, 95% rather, with a 5% error. So with the computation of sample size, we were able to generate 384 respondents. Shown here is the general market survey form used by the researchers for Shopking service area to identify their needs and wants. Shown here is the survey summary consisting of the gender, age, household, and location of all the respondents. So here is the table showing the needs and wants from the market survey. So the top 10 highest foot traffic generators are the food shops, the search shops, banks, beverages shops, beauty and health shops, clothing stores, beauty and health services, perfume shops, entertainment services, and footwear shops. For phase 2, this is to address the second objective, which is to evaluate Shopking current tenant mix. So for the inputs, we have the consumer needs and wants, current tenant list, tenants of competitors. So for the process, we will do benchmarking of the current tenants with competitors, then try to tally the current tenants with consumer needs and wants. So the outputs are ratio of tenant store categories in competitors, tenants that satisfy consumers' needs and wants, and the proposed tenant mix. As mentioned, we will do the benchmarking for Shop King Doña Antonio with other competitors. So let me start with SM City Fairview. These are food shops with 16.9, or in SM Fairview, the categories are the food shops with 16.9% of its tenant, clothing stores with 10.6, beauty and health services with 8%, restaurants with 6.3, beverages with 6%, dessert shops with 5.8, footwear shops with 4.1, others, which includes government agencies such as PhilHealth, SSS, etc., with 3.9%, beauty and health shops with 3.4%, and entertainment services. So, which includes arcade, karaoke, lotto, etc., with 3.1%. For SM Novaliches, the top 10 tenant categories with the highest ratio are the food shops with 23.1%, followed by the dessert shops with 9.6%, restaurants with 8.7%, beverages shop with 7%, clothing stores with 6.7%, banks with 4.8%, jewelry and accessory stores with 4.8%, beauty and health services with 3.8%, entertainment services with 3.8%, and beauty and health shops with 2.9%. While with Robinson's Novaliches, top 10 tenant categories with high ratios are others, clothing stores, cell phone shops and services, food shops, footwear shops, beverages shops, beauty and health shops, jewelry and accessory stores, entertainment services, and beauty and health services, with the ratios of 18.4, 14.6, 13.1, 5.3, 4.4, 2.9, 2.4, and 1.9 respectively. And for Shopking Doña Carmen top 10 tenants list, we have the or tenant category, we have the banks, the barber shops, beauty and health services, beverages shops, dental services, entertainment services, eyewear stores, food shops, and gyms, and their number of tenants respectively. Shown here are the percentages of tenant categories, and the uh, proposed tenant mix ratio given the um, square meter to be allotted for the leasable area of Shop King Doña Antonio, which is a total of which is a total of 2,260 square meter, with the ground floor area available leasable area of 672, and on the second floor that is 1,591 square meter. So given that, the proposed tenant mix ratio allocation per category was made. Here's the proposed tenant mix with a total leasable area available of 2,263 square meters. Phase 3, we will address Objective 3, which is to propose tenant mix and positioning method. So the inputs are the consumer dispensable income, the proposed tenant mix, the floor plan, the return on investment projection. And for the process, we will be using theoretical positioning method based on floor plan. And the expected outputs are the improved return on investment projection, the revised floor plan with proposed tenant mix position that will maintain an 81% tenancy rate. Decision variables to be used are X sub 11, which is the area allocated to tenant category 1 in ground floor, X12, which is the area allocated to tenant category 1 in second floor, X sub 21, area allocated to tenant category 2 in ground floor, sub 22 is the area allocated to tenant category 2 in the second floor, and X sub MN will be the area allocated to tenant category in M in N floor. In phase 3, we will be using the linear programming. So the objective function is the summation of the maximized row, where the maximized row is the sum of the area to be allocated in the tenant category that refers to food shops, dessert shops, etc. on the ground floor multiplied by the disposable income per total area to be allocated for the tenant category, and the area allocated in the tenant category on the second floor multiplied by the disposable income per total area to be allocated for the tenant category. Subject to constraints. So the total area allotted for the ground floor should be less than or equal to the maximum leasable area on the ground floor, which is 672 square meters. Available leasable area for second floor, where the total allocated area for the second floor should be less than or equal to the maximum leasable area on the second floor, which is 1,591 square meters. And the maximum possible area allocated to tenant categories, which is the sum of the area allocated to the tenant category on the ground floor and the second floor, should be less than or equal to the maximum area for the tenant category. So dividing the estimated minimum area per tenant category with the resulting area would give up the potential number of stores to be placed in that specific tenant category. The LP model has successfully allocated all leasable areas with a corresponding number of stores per category. So using the data gathered, the authors came up with a revised floor plan that decreased the payback period of Shop King Doña Carmen. Here's now the layout of the ground floor of Shop King Doña Carmen. Here is the layout for the second floor. Shown here is the previous income projection. And this time, we now have the income projection using our proposed floor plan. Phase 4, this will answer the last objective, which is to develop strategies to increase tenant retention and sustain continuous growth of Shop King Doña Carmen rent income within the lease of 20 years term. So for the input, we have the mall life cycle, process will be the set timeline, and the desired output will be the strategy timeline. So in this phase, we will now set the strategy timeline given the mall life cycle. So which will start on the launch stage. So basically this is first 5 years. So activities are to know and understand consumer behavior and to be engaged extensively in advertisement and promotional activities. So right after that, for the growth stage, which is about 5th to 10th year, so we'll now have charge higher rates for longer lease terms and adjust tenant mixed with consumer behavior. For the maturity stage, that is 11th to 15th year, so we will consider renovation of facilities and reduce rental rates. And then the last stage, which is the decline stage, that is 16th year and end of lease. So that is to prepare to start another project or renew lease with the landlord. To conclude now, so the primary objective of the study is to assess the consumer behavior of Shop King Doña Carmen's service area of 5-kilometer radius if the mall meets the consumer's needs and wants, which will be used to evaluate Shop King Doña Carmen's tenant mix and benchmark it with the competitors near Shop King Doña Carmen. It is concluded in the primary objective of the study that the 10 highest foot traffic generators are the food shops, dessert shops, banks, beverages shops, beauty and health shops, clothing, beauty and health services, perfume shops, entertainment services, and footwear shops. So considering these foot traffic generators, this type of tenant category should be prioritized. However, considering the disposable income the consumers are willing to spend, the 10 highest income generation are the tenant categories: banks, cell phone shops, drugstores, clothing, baby shops, appliance stores, bookstores, restaurants, beauty and health shops. Among the comparison with three competitors, it is concluded that the tenant categories uh, that they have most in common are the food shops, clothing stores, and beverages shops. Analyzing consumer needs and wants with the current confirmed tenants of Shop King Doña Carmen, almost everything is in line with the consumer needs and wants except for one, which is gym services. Therefore, using the percentage of the potential foot traffic to the generated and multiplying it to the actual leasable area of Shop King Doña Carmen, the proposed tenant mixed ratio allocation per store category is made. So proposed tenant mix using the formulated LP model, it has successfully allocated all leasable areas with a corresponding number of stores per category. So the store per category is equal to the allotted area, which is the which is the square meter divided by the estimated minimum area per category. So using the data gathered, the authors was able to recommend a revised floor plan and decreased the payback period of Shop King Doña Carmen. Thank you all for listening.